Welcome back to Digital Cheesecake. So we've got a really exciting topic today, something very dear to our hearts. Our Ellie is it the final trimester?
I'm at the final. I'm
I
due
think
next month, my friends. Yeah.
we're at nearly the finish line of Ellie's pregnancy. So we have got a personal one today, but I think a lot of people, of course, will be able to relate to this. So it's leading a business whilst going through a massive transition in life. That sounded different, but having a baby and managing a business. So yeah, we want to hear all your thoughts today.
Oh my God. I feel like this is a spotlight on me, which is
Let's get into it.
sick.
It's, yeah,
Well, you
massive
guys could
spotlight
ask
on
the
you.
questions. We thought about this last minute, and this is cringe for me when I hear lots of people following me, because I'm like, when I say lots of people following me, it's just my family. They'll be like, oh my God, not again about a pregnancy. But anyway,
Let's do it by
It's
quarters.
a good thing.
Let's
Yeah,
do it by
because you're leading a
quarters.
business.
by quarters. Okay. Yeah, sure. The
Months, isn't
start,
it?
You mean
So you and the
okay.
final.
yeah, I think the start is like freaking out for sure about like, you've built something that you care about a lot, and then you're meant to not care about it. So I think that is like insane. I know a lot of people that have like, they're starting a business after they've given birth. Or there was that girl that had posted on LinkedIn. Maybe it was a different post you saw, but
Who
she
was-
was like
what did she do?
postpartum.
Yeah.
She said about being postpartum.
Oh,
And
really? Okay.
4 weeks after she was due, she went on Dragon's Den or something and presented her
Gosh.
product. And like, I was obsessed with the post because I was like, this is so good. She was like, I was like dying doing this Den thing, but like
Yeah.
I managed to do it. But then her whole thing was about, oh, Jack's disappeared. Just had a meltdown.
There
That
he
was the
is.
thing.
Yeah.
And her post was pretty much just saying like, everyone was saying, oh, how's the baby? Is he doing well? But actually, like, did anyone ask that I'm like fucking dying here? Beep.
Yeah.
And like I'm presenting on
It's crazy what women have to
like
go
someone
through.
give me, yeah, anyway, that was really interesting. And I was like, I love that. Yeah. So I think the first thing,
So were you
I don't know, getting your
scared?
head
Like,
around
were
like
you
running a business and
or
caring. Yeah. God, yeah. I mean, well, you kind of got no choice. I feel like you've got no choice
Yeah.
because you've got to do it. And if you're really driven, you're like, I don't want to ever give up work. So like coming to terms with the fact that I'm giving up work, I was thinking it was like 2 weeks. Now it's 4 weeks. Now it's 2 months. And I'm like, everyone's like, mate, take longer than 2 months. So I think I still have
Yeah.
no idea in my mind what I'm actually going to take off until really what happens.
till it happens.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but you're handing over like your own business to someone else, which like, how the hell are you going to do that? Anyway, so I think that first, second, whatever, there's all those, I don't want to talk about like how the body changes. That's just gross. Not gross. People would be like, Ellie, don't say that. It's not gross.
You can,
That's
because you
like-
still have to deal with this. You running a business, you're leading a team, and you're dealing with massive changes. Of course, that's going to take, that is important because it's a massive journey, and you have to kind of put a face on, and no one knows, right? And you have to kind of get on with it. Because as a woman, you have to get on with so many different things. But I mean, obviously, you don't have to go
it's
into
pretty hectic.
you don't want to.
No, I
But
want
yeah,
it. I feel
exactly.
bad. Like you spend all your time, everyone just asks you questions like, how are you going? How's the pregnancy? And I'm at
Yeah.
this like client's office and they're like, is there another topic we can talk about? I'm like, I agree. I feel bad. Anyway, so I'd say being at the very point now is more like, whoa, hectic, because you're getting really tired and you're going off next month completely. And my
Yeah.
situation was I was trying to find someone to cover the gap with you guys would know this, like trying to find the right hire to take over your business, I've realized is kind of impossible because I'm wanting a unicorn that is essentially replicating me of how I operate, which is just not like, it's not possible. And like finding that right person is like, I've spoken to, obviously Jax helps me on the hiring. Then I wasn't fast enough. And Jack's like, you're not being fast enough.
Yeah.
The reason is I'm being like really
main
cautious
complaint. Yeah.
because they're taking over your entire business for like a 2-3 months. That's just insane. So my approach was like, get people in fractional, which I did, and I've had really great people that have come in and helped in the business, but they're still not you don't have the right level. You either need someone that's super senior, that's like a CMO or has previously set up a business before. So you've either got a nice solution. I've got a business partner, sure. You go and rely on them, but then who's going to take the rest of the work? And my situation now is like, actually, we had a change in the team and now I'm looking for someone that can take over my position. And I did this whole interview process of like 20 people in a week. I did 15-minute interviews. You would kill me, Jack.
What the hell? When was this?
That's a lot of
Last
people.
week. I did all because I was like,
How
I
did you
need to
book
spend
20?
my
Because I
whole
couldn't
week.
book all mine in with you guys.
I did 20 interviews and I said to
15
them,
minutes
like,
each. That's amazing.
15 minutes. Well, I was just like, which is people get really annoyed about, but I just said to them, it's just a vibe check. It's just a feel.
Yeah.
Which is still really hard. Anyway, did all of
Yes,
them.
lovely,
And then I've just been like, which this is such a big no-no, is gone, great. Now I'm going to sign an NDA and a freelancer contract agreement with you. And then we're going to do a 2-week trial. And like, that's it. And I'm going to keep interviewing the rest. And it's kind of gone in this like speed mode. But like, there's that plus the like, I have forgotten that I'm pregnant, like completely, because I've been literally back to back every single day trying to meet the right person, etc. So you're kind of in a situation where, yeah, I'm trying to find a unicorn. My husband's like, you're not going to find the person that's exactly you. You have to find the balance of someone that you're willing to like, who could do part of your role. Really, and that you're just okay.
And it's
with
hard because
handing
you
off.
want to find someone who is like you.
Yeah, so I have to accept that my business won't grow unless I'm there. Well, I could, but like, you know, I'm not helping out, so that's not going to help not grow. So I'd say for someone that's like, would I rather, and I was speaking to lots of other mums at this whole like baby class and stuff, talking to all, I feel like Jack, you find this interesting, or Sarah too, but like more in the realm of like everyone in my baby class has got a full-time job, and like talking about their actual pay that they get is like such a big thing, right? So, you know, people that are teachers only get paid 3 months full-time, like after, which I think is like, you only get paid 3 months full-time and then you get the government allowance, which is like £180 a week. I mean, I just can't leave my house then, can I? Like, literally buy a subscription to Apple TV and you spend 100.
Exactly. You go out the house and spend 100 when you go in London.
Exactly. Especially in London. Especially in London. Gosh.
So most people are getting paid, well, really 3 months full time. Like there's some amazing companies, yes, that you get, but like even in this market, it's so hard to like.
Because you have to be there for a while, right? You know, a lot of companies have, you know, have it in their contract. So you have to be there for at least 2 years to get enhanced maternity pay. So you really have to, you know,
it's gotten even harder.
Kind of stick it through and be somewhere long term.
Like, do you guys know a good company that's got it?
Yeah,
like, I know some like
exactly,
car companies have got it that have got like 1 year to 2 years. Like, I know I think the funniest one is like not BlackRock. What are the other ones? Not Morgan Stanley. All the other big ones that are the private.
KPMG, EY, Ernst Young.
Goldman
They
Sachs.
normally have enhanced.
Goldman Sachs, you get a full year pay plus your full year bonus, which is insane. But you pretty much struggle to get pregnant because you're so dead.
It's stressed.
You're so stressed. But it sets you up for life. So that's like those companies. But when I was talking to all the other mums, they're like, nah, we kind of get paid for 3 to 6 months and then they're going to wing it. So I've met some mums.
So they're just going to still take the year off, are they?
All of them are taking the year off. Which I'm like, I just can't do that. And I don't want to do that, but some people do want to do that. Like, you know, the ideal time people say is like, take 6 months off. That's a good amount. They get really bored by 9 months. People do, because your baby still can't speak to you and you're like used to working and being busy. So then I was speaking to Fred about like, what's my best situation then? Well, I can afford to pay myself like full time longer than 3 months. I can pay myself 6 months, you know, and then I go back a few days a week. So like, would I rather be in a full-time job? No, unless I'm wanting that like stability and all that jazz. But I don't know. I think like my solution, it's still better for me to be my own business. If I've got the right infrastructure there, I can pay myself longer than people get paid. And I've already built something that can give me work throughout the next few years. Whereas most women, I think there's like stats around it, will actually leave their company anyway when they go back because they're not motivated by it. They don't get any flexibility.
Yeah, they're kind of priorities change. Yeah.
I feel
Was it a stress for you to think about the money element though?
Well,
and like how many months you have, and you know, is that a consideration?
The money part actually is not the stressful part. I think it's more the leaving the team, feeling like you're not contributing. When you've set up something, like you don't want to just leave all these clients that are paying you, and they don't have a senior person to respond to in the team. So I'd say it's more the guilt that's worse versus like, the money's coming in, that's fine, I will figure that out, not a problem. It's the guilt of not growing if that's kind of your personality. So I would say that's what I need to come to terms around. And so like I'm constantly doing journaling and changing my perspective because I'm like, this is what, and I've written it in like a big document, this is what like the next 6 months will be, and I need to be comfortable with that, like this is the number in my mind. Or these are the clients we'll have and whatever, because my expectation is to keep growing. But like at the end of the year, maybe we just still got the same level of clients. Maybe we haven't. So like, but that will be the biggest shift for me is like how you do that. But then some people go back to work. Like I know some of my friends who've got businesses, had kids and went back to work the next week, didn't even tell their clients. Like my sister did that.
What the hell?
Oh,
but
really?
They kind of, I mean, like, did she want time back with her kids? Her personality's not that. She was like, she's now got help. She's got a nanny. She gets more time with her
Okay.
kids now. So I just think like some people,
But a lot of people
yeah,
can't get help. So it's like prioritizing, it's that whole thing where people are moving, they're not around their family, like you're not around your family consistently as well. So a lot of women have to take that into
they have to
consideration.
consider that. Yeah. But I mean, like getting some help, we're looking at au pairs, which are like £150 a week pocket money. I'm like, that's amazing. Like someone lives in with you. I get it's not that easy because like nannies are expensive. Nannies are like a few grand a month.
Yeah.
But having an au
Yeah.
pair live with you who's more junior is like nearly £200 a week. And you cover, like, if you've got an extra room, that's where you save all the money if you've got a spare room. So you're only
Okay.
spending about £1,000 a month on having an au pair, which sounds like that's terrible. But realistically, they're using it to learn their children's skills, all that stuff. They live
Yeah.
with you.
hmm
And you only so you're spending 12 grand a year on an au pair that lives and does 30 hours a week with you. So I was like, I just looked at the financials of like, is it better? We spend 12 to 15 grand a year on that au pair. And then it means I can go back to work as long as I'm earning over £1,000 a month,
Yeah.
hmm
obviously, you should be, then it makes sense. So I think like some people, it's just like the stress of all of it. If your personality is to go that way,
Yeah.
but I would say, would I change anything? No, but it is really stressful. Like you're thinking about it constantly because you're like wanting to make sure the business goes okay. So I'd say it's like a tough thing for women, but I'm sure in 6 months' time, I like wouldn't even be thinking about that. And I've moved on to something else. And, it's just the what ifs that are like stressful.
Mm.
Which always are.
Yeah, so that's like one part of it, I would say. Right now, getting up until like handing over my clients to someone else is hectic.
But you're doing it, and that's the whole point. And I think to any women who are in like a similar situation, it's kind of doing it and making it work, isn't it? Rather than, as you say, the what ifs, which is normally what creates the kind of
It's
most
it's more
anxiety.
your brain getting around it. Like the other women that
Yeah.
I know that are in the class and other people, like graphic designers, are doing pretty
Mm,
much project work. Then they're taking the time
yeah.
off, but they've planned for the whole year off, and that's it. And
Okay.
then they'll go back to getting project work. So like that has been their style, which I'm like, yeah, fair enough. But like if you can plan that full year off, whereas like it's just mentally shifting what you need to do. And then a lot of people say that it's like
Yeah.
you're losing the lack of independence when you have a kid because you have to look after someone else 100% of the time,
Yeah.
What would be really interesting to do like a follow-up episode. What do you think is going to be your work routine in the first 6
Yes.
months
After.
to 12 months?
You
Well,
don't even want to see my
the first month after giving birth, what do you think is going to happen work-wise? The first 3 months, and then the first 6 months and the first 12 months, just to
Well,
give
this
us
is
an
why my
idea.
sisters are laughing at me. My sisters are all laughing at me because I'm like, got an au pair and a nanny and all this stuff. And they're like, you're just going to have shit go out the window, Ellie. Anyway, what do I think it's going to be like? Really scares me. Like, so let's say I came back in May, June. I think there'll be changes in lots of client stuff that I'll just have to like not be involved in and I'll have to get over perfection. So that will be hard. The day to day, I think I'll be surviving on minimal sleep and be more cranky. So that will obviously, and you guys are like,
Yeah.
well, Ellie already as it is. So that will be interesting. I would say I'm going to look more disheveled, like scat. And I was already a bit scat.
You won't. I know you won't.
But I think like work-wise, what I think and I've seen like chatting to Fred and a lot of other people is that a lot of people like go back for those baths at like 5, 6 o'clock times. Then I work really late into the night. And then Fred might do like the night feeds because he works till late. And then I might be going to bed earlier. So I reckon I'll be able to be like the most active with all clients and stuff at nighttime. It will be
Ooh,
in the middle
okay.
of the day, which will be a bit of like craziness WhatsApping, but I think I'll live on my WhatsApp. I think I'll lose my hair. I think I'll be like breastfeeding between meetings and all this shit. But
Yeah.
I think I'm going to like the chaos for some reason because it's my personality. So
Yeah.
so I probably will be doing like texting and calling in between like that 10 in the morning and all that jazz. Like it's just chaotic. And then nighttime, I'll actually get all my hard work done. So I'll probably have to shift all my approaches because I like getting all my work. I like getting my work done from 9 till 10 at night, all day.
Are you going to literally take time and just be in a position where you say, right, I'm not going to check any emails. I'm not going to keep on, keep a lookout on everything. I'm not going to be available. Or are you going to be available literally from
I think I've
the
said
day
like
you give birth?
April is like a, don't expect replies from me in April. WhatsApp me and I'll be, I feel like I'm dying, you know, like I'll be able to WhatsApp people. Jack's like, what the hell's going to happen? This is crazy. But I'll be able to, like, I think like the first few weeks, I'm just like getting my life sorted of like, who is this new child? And then I'll be WhatsApping people and stuff like that. But it's when there's like client problems that the shift for my clients won't be that it's like I'm an instant fix straight away. I would have to have someone that is my go-to is like the escalation, which is why I've built out this enormous roadmap. So I think people say you can plan for it. Like I've built a roadmap of escalation points and all the people. So there shouldn't be, but the clients come to me if they really think that there's like, they want to leave or something, then like I'm there to talk to you and we can shift out the people and all that stuff. But realistically, everyone knows the team. They love working with them. So like it shouldn't be, you know, but I think like what will change is that maybe I'll be as a person, people say it's the best challenge, like, you know, one of the greatest challenges. So maybe as a person, I change in that sense. And I realize that some things aren't a big priority as they used to be. Like I love to be a perfectionist and I need to get over that. So people say it's, I don't know, it will be absolutely insane, I reckon. But for other women going out there, I think like it's a really thing. The hardest part is getting your mind over it. Like it's a mental game of like, am I comfortable with myself losing my identity this year? But like, you know, there's like, I've got to deal with the guilt that I'm not available 24/7. So I won't be building something constantly and I'll just be making my clients happy versus like building and clients, you know, like I was always wanting to do both. So it's getting your head around what that priority is. A lot of people are like, I should have started a business now, or whatever. Some of my friends who have had kids are now starting their businesses and there's kid chaos. I don't think there's like any really good time. Like,
Yeah.
I'm glad I did it 2 years ago. You know, like when I was talking to Jack and we were there, like you would have seen that evolution of like, what should I do? And so I'm glad I've done it. But would I rather be at my full-time job having a baby? No, because then I would be like, God, I'm going to lose 2 years and then have to start something later. Like, I don't want to do that. So I just wanted to get into it earlier. Yeah, it's just
So you think for anyone, for anyone going through a similar situation, and in a similar situation, creating that roadmap, like a really good, thorough roadmap.
Yeah.
I like that idea of escalation points, exactly, because you don't want to be coming back 2, 6 months, a year and being like, what the hell happened?
Yeah, so much
when I wasn't here.
Change the brand name. Yeah.
Yeah. And so setting that roadmap and getting a good second or someone that you can basically trust.
I don't even know if you can find them that quickly though. Like,
no.
And I think I've like given my worst case scenario in my mind that if I can't get that person right and they need to get out of the business, I will just tell the client we're not taking on the work. And like, I'd rather say no work for 2 months with them and I'll come back and deal with it than like affect the quality of what we're doing with someone else. So I've kind of come to terms with that like, I'd rather not do the work and reduce the fee and like cut, you know, yeah. And it's fine. The business survives, you know, like, so I think it's like doing exactly like you said, getting comfortable with that, having that second person. But if they're not right, like you'd rather not be stressed with the wrong team in place, you know?
Yes,
I'd rather not do the
definitely.
work than have the wrong people doing the work, you know?
So some good advice there. Tune in.
It's a lot in that
over the next few weeks. Yeah. Tune in the next, well, not few weeks, couple of months to see what happens.
No, you'll see it in 7 weeks.
We have to do a part 2.
Part 2.
We'll have to do a part 2.
See you later, guys.
Follow, subscribe.
See you next time.